Most people are taught not to fight. We're socialized from when we're very young, not to make trouble for our parents or our teachers. And so anytime there's a conflict, most parents say, I don't care who started it, stop it now. Most people are conflict avoidant because they don't have the skills of being able to process their conflict. They either run away from it or they hit someone on the head and then run away from it. My job is to be able to bring them in a room and help them acknowledge their conflict, talk about it, and hopefully resolve it. So would you like to bring up a specific issue around where some of these things happened?
When we first met, everything was okay, you know. His family, his mother was, you know, I guess she's a hypocrite now. To me, she is, because she said ever since she met me, she didn't like me. At first, you know, everything was good, and I used to go visit. I went to for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. Now, all of a sudden, she never liked me.
It may be more helpful if you kept the conversation to how it impacts you.
His mother called him, and he tells me, oh, well, my mother said that the only way she'll accept the baby is if you take a DNA test. That was a slap in my face.
One of the things that I keep hearing Diana describe is that she sometimes doesn't feel protected by you. That's when she goes into defensive mode, when she starts protecting herself.
I tried everything. I feel like, because the thing is, another issue is with my parents. My father, he doesn't like Salim because he's racist, and it comes to a point that I can't even see my family. I can't go visit them. I can't visit my brothers and sisters. I can't call them. My father totally disowned me. He doesn't even care how I'm doing. He doesn't care if he has a grandson or not.
Why?
And he just told me that, no, I have a nigger. That's why.
I study body language all the time, looking for subtle changes in a person's demeanor. By looking at it and looking what they do normally, I can tell if they're ready to shift. Sometimes it gives me a sense of the next question to ask. So for example, if I see someone looking up, I might ask, is there an image that comes up for you? That gives me a lot of information as a mediator that I can work with to help bring the conflict to a resolution. When I saw Leslie scratch his neck, I had a sense he was uncomfortable with what he was saying. Was it because he didn't really agree? Was it because he was guilty? With Ilvi, I noticed that when she made her what turned out to be final offer, she folded her hands, and that told me that for the moment she was complete. And she was waiting for a response, and until she got one, she wasn't going to budge.
Mr. Smith had left rotting meat and a whole salmon in the freezer for 4 days in 115-degree heat in the middle of July. Honest to God, the entire floor was complaining about this. They wanted to call the police. They thought there was a dead person in the apartment. It was uninhabitable.
It very may well have been that perhaps I did leave something in the freezer. I don't know why it would have gotten
They found it. They found the food in the freezer.
Ilvi, let's just give Leslie a chance to finish what he's saying. Okay, so go on.
Like, I feel that this new tenant is totally over-exaggerating the situation. In addition, I can't imagine that there would be all this labor and stuff that the tenant was describing about having to stay in the hotel and charging.
But it was unlivable. She couldn't. How could she stay in the apartment? It was unlivable.
No,
she had to go stay in a hotel.
Listen, I'm not. I'm not arguing that fact.
I've spent I don't know how much time discussing, negotiating, arguing, hearing your side, hearing my side, hearing your side. This has been going on for 6 weeks. I've had enough. This is it. It's a very reasonable offer, Mr. Smith. I suggest you take it.
Leslie, what's your response?
My response? I mean, she feels like she's being compassionate and in good faith because she's giving me $160 on my deposit.
Let's take aside what Ilvi feels or what you believe she feels.
Oh, right now, all right, okay, you know, I'm sorry. I can't anymore. We're done. We're done. We're done.